as a project management consultant with Petronas, and I'm currently building the steam cracker complex in Rapid Pengerang, Johor. I'm a chemical engineer by training, and I've been working in the same field for the past 25 years. Okay. So. It's very tough because it takes lots of sacrifice. So currently I'm working at site. So as an engineer, I monitor construction, HSE, health safety and environment, quality activities, and also progress reporting. So I also give recommendation that enhance the project efficiency. So at the same time, I try to reduce potential problems that may arise during the execution of those works. So I ensure the project system and procedures are all in place and adhered to by the contractors that are executing the job. I verify all the quality of the products procured with regards to its specifications, and I ensure that all installations are done in accordance to applicable codes and standards as specified in the project specification. So that is my general role in my daily activities. However, I do have specific roles while executing my job. I have to assist in the QA/QC activities. I have to develop reporting system for HSE, quality and schedule. I also have to resolve discrepancies between field installation and engineering design. I provide information for the project control department to monitor the schedule versus the progress that has been achieved for all disciplines involved in our site. I give feedback on schedule deviation and also for potential problems. So finally, I do final inspection and provide efficiency report, if any, later to go for the acceptance of work. That's it. Engineering has changed a lot from our time till today. Because when I was beginning to think about the idea of becoming an engineer, we all thought that the word engineer comes from near the engine. If you are aware, most of the definition of engineer is actually coming for job that is near the engine, such as ships, automotives, operators. So we do not know, we do not have such a privilege because those days were not like today. So what does it mean today to be an engineer? It's very tough, okay? Because in this ever-changing technology that we have become, the world is now more reliance to digital age. So they will have information technology. Engineers are also designing apps, website, and also cloud. Their development in defense. A lot of new weaponry have been designed. It can be built faster. Robotics. A lot of manufacturing companies are currently trying to produce a product at lower cost, and it can produce the product faster so that it could be economical and competitive in the market. So with all this development, so we can see that the changes are happening too fast. So as engineers, we must be able to adapt with these changes, or not, we'll be left behind. Okay, technology is dynamic. Technology is never static. And we must update ourselves and know-how in order to remain relevant in the engineering field. Okay. For the future, we can see a lot of advancement are going nowadays, such as the Industrial Revolution 4.0, where cloud services to companies that is migrating data from a small company, it goes to become a big company. They had got to migrate their data fast so that they can capture the market more efficiently compared to their competitors. Okay? These are opportunities for engineers to come. Bioengineering is also the new technology that is going up, and it's a brand new industry. A lot of facilities are being given for this industry, including incentives and whatnot. So engineers can get involved in bioengineering. Energy, fossil fuels, fluctuation, global warming. So a lot of effort has been taken to study the requirement of energy, and this involves the fossil fuels, solar energy, and also nuclear energy, and combination of solar and nuclear. So you guys are all electrical engineers. Just imagine, without your knowledge, how can this energy be transferred into a profitable revenue, not only to companies but also to your country. So without electronics, all these energy resources will just go to waste because it cannot be transferred into monetary values. Okay. Engineers are very important to the society development and environmental sector because everything that engineers do involves the environment. For instance, if you are doing electrical engineering, you have to really understand the health, the safety, and environmental effect of your discipline. Normally, when you design a circuit, or you design a system, or you design a robotic schematics, you must ensure that all the material that you use for your system is environmental friendly. So, and also you have to reduce the waste that was coming out from your effort to avoid contamination. So there are a few types of pollution that the country is currently facing, such as air pollution, water pollution. So all this requires electronics engineers to come up with system to monitor the effects on our lives. Okay, green technology is the new thing, and actually it's fashionable to be green. Because the government are giving financial incentive to people who promote green, to companies who promote green environment. It also provide consumer awareness and also climate changes awareness. All of these actually are creating jobs and opportunities for environmental engineering practitioners. If we invest in the right engineering technology, we can drive a very positive difference globally and also capitalize on the financial benefits. And that is what an engineer's role to the society and the environment. Because I have no other reason. I have no choice. Okay. When I was growing up, people were talking about being professionals, just like you guys now studying to be professional. So I have no choice. I have to choose within four. Either you become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or an accountant. So I have no choice. So The reason I chose engineering was because I love solving problems. I love to be creative and innovative and having freedom to do it. Number one. Number two, I love traveling. As an engineer, you are required to travel a lot. I've been working all over this country. I've been working in Terengganu, in Johor, in Pengerang, in Pasir Gudang, in Kerteh, Sabah, Bintulu, Sarawak, a lot of places in Malaysia I've been working. So I love traveling, so I enjoy my job. So, however, being a multidiscipline engineer is tough because you have to put more effort, and I'm very lucky. I've been working with the right company that allows me to explore my potential, and what I did was I developed my competencies within the project that I've undertaken before this. So as you can see, as I explained earlier, I'm a process engineer, but I'm currently a construction specialist, so it's totally different. And I studied chemical engineering and I majored in gas engineering, so it got nothing to do with what I'm doing now. So you have to be in love with your job. So if you don't love solving problems, so you might as well don't be an engineer. So because engineers is about solving problems on a daily basis. Communication skills is very important, because without communication skills you cannot express yourself and you cannot understand what are people trying to tell you. So on a daily basis, an engineer always face problem. So when you are faced with problem, normally as engineers you have to be able to communicate those problems properly to your team. Not only you have to communicate with your team, but your team have got to understand what you are talking about. So without communication skills, you're going to face problems because nobody understands anything. Okay? So the way we solve problem is actually we define the problem. So we do the problem statement. We generate solutions. So maybe there are 4 or 5 alternatives. This will require you guys to have creative thinking. So who is not creative with this problem? So engineers must have creative thinking so that you can evaluate the alternative solutions that have been provided through the discussion. So how do you do it? You use your skills. You have physics skill, mathematics skills. So you can also calculate the probabilities of the success of overcoming the problem. Okay? And as a team, you have to pick a solution. So the solution must be acceptable to everybody in the team. And from there on, then only you start to make a plan. So how do you make a plan works? So I will normally refer to the word PDCA. I have a plan, I do the plan, I check the plan while doing it, and I act on it. So that's why I call it PDCA. So that's what I normally do when I'm faced with issue arising during my work. Engineers will also make cross-reference on each other, because engineers is not a single decision. Engineers normally do make a decision based on cross-reference to certain specifications or certain requirements to be made in the codes and standards. All are facts. Okay. Advice to future engineers. First, you have to love your job. You have to have passion with your job. And you must get as much as hands-on experience as possible. This will enable you to develop your core competencies in your discipline. So you have to be a team player and learn the value of networking. Okay, you have to develop your creativity and critical thinking when you are in a team. Next, you have to develop a portfolio of projects that will prove that you have participated in a hands-on and experiential learning. And by doing all this, it will boost your communication skills and interpersonal skills. Okay, you have to find your flaws and weaknesses, and you have to fix it while doing it. Because engineers are leaders, and leadership requires constant improvement. So, all of these will help you to accept constructive criticism and move forward as an engineer. Okay, because in engineering, it's based on fact, it's not based on hearsay. So everything must be in a team, not an individual effort. And don't forget to register at BEM upon graduation, because that will be the beginning of your life cycle as an engineer. Since being an engineer is very hectic and demanding, so an engineer also requires to have a social life. So, number one, I will unplug myself from work. So I set boundaries and fix the timeline. So by taking breaks from work, I'll be much more focused when I come back later. If I don't take enough rest, there might be problem later in terms of focusing while doing the job. Okay, time is valuable. I'll never waste it. So I always use time wisely. I connect with my inner self, and I will always remind myself that Allah is great. I exercise regularly and follow healthy lifestyle. It enables me to be mentally strong in balancing my work-life pressures. And then finally, communication again is the key to have a balanced work-life cycle, because I do have a family, I do have children, and I have to work on it every time. I think we cannot generalize this issue, as not every engineers get high salary, and not all every engineers get low salary. Nevertheless, all of this will depend based on meritocracy. When I say meritocracy, the question that should be answered shall be, how well did you graduate from UTHM? Where did you start your career? And how well you did during your career. Getting an honors degree is just a first step. Then it will have to be followed by hard work for you to learn the trade, so to speak. There's no easy life after graduation. It will be a session where you apply, and apply all the maths and physics that you have learned in order for you to succeed. Remember UTHM tagline, we produce professionals. So this is not the end, this is the beginning of a fruitful journey for you to be an engineer. Okay, I wish you all the best. Hopefully you will be successful in the near future, and good luck and all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, Sir Raja Kamarul Shahrin bin Raja Zidi.
You're welcome.